So the first thing that I would say, or the first tip that I would offer is that fix an objective in life. You must have a mission in life. You see, what happens is that as individuals, when we grow up, we seldom have an aim to live for. The only aim that we have is to become professionals, get married, have children, go for vacation, uh, and that's it. And then we pass away. So we don't have a higher objective. For example, something that you can do for the world, something that you can do for yourself, and you see that something has to be commensurate with the talent that you have, with the ability that you have, with the aptitude that you have. And so I would say if you have to fix an objective for your life, the first thing for that would be that first find out who you are from inside. Every single person on this planet Earth, I can assure you, has some quality or the other, and at times people have more than one. So you need to discover your talent. You need to first discover what you can do best. So that would be your aptitude or your talent. And then if you can relate your objective with that talent. So whatever objective in life you have uses that talent that you have, you will have an aim to work for, an objective to live for. And that is something which keeps you going. It eggs you on. It inspires you because you see, every single day that you get up, you look forward to contributing in achieving that aim to some extent or the other. More often than not, our educational systems, they are not fully equipped to guide you towards this. And it is famously, I mean, attributed to the philosopher Socrates. I'm sure you must have heard of this very, very common saying. He said, "Know thyself." And when he said "know thyself," he actually meant that discover your inner self, who you are, and what best you can do. And then once you discover that, you use that talent to achieve some aim. I mean, you can be a good painter, you could be a good artist, you could be a good singer, you could be a good mathematician, you could be a good speaker, you could be a good writer. So there are a host of things. So if the first thing is to discover your talent and fix an objective in life that you'd really like to achieve. And then those objectives could be more than one as well. For example, you can break them up. If you have more than one objective, you can start achieving them or start working for them either simultaneously or one by one. And at times, you just have a single objective. So you make it an objective of life. So what that will do is that will focus your attention. And the superstitions or these latent suggestions that start coming to your mind, I'm not saying they're going to stop, but they're going to decrease. Because you see, these suggestions come to your mind, these waswasas come to your mind when you are mostly awakened or you're thinking and you have nothing much to do. As soon as you have a direction to go to, you will focus all your energy. To give you an example, whenever a school going student or a college going student has exams to give, uh, he or she is focusing for that 1 month, maybe, or 1.5 months of those prep leaves for that particular time towards achieving a goal in which he or she would like to pass the exam. And in that 1.5 months, he or she seldom thinks of anything else because so such focus is there that the sole thing that he or she would think of is that I must work hard so that I can go through that period of my exams. And even if he or she would be having some other worries, they are brushed aside because a bigger objective takes the place of that that particular shape. So in a very similar way, I would say that if you have an objective in life, it will become something that you are driven through. You are driven with that thought that I'm going to realize that objective, I'm going to achieve that objective. So that is the first step I would say. That always fix a mission in life, an objective in life, and that should be realistic. And if you want some help, we have developed some procedures which can help you discover your inner talent. And I'm sure there are a number of other procedures as well which the world has developed. You can look through them as well. But the bottom line is do it as soon as possible, and always remember it's never too late. The second tip that I would give you is, uh, by the way, I have actually called these tips as therapies. So the first therapy I call is mission therapy. So you have to be therapeutic to yourself. You have to help yourself by fixing a mission in life. The second therapy, which I would suggest, is called the gratitude therapy. And gratitude therapy, as the name itself implies, is that you have to keep counting your blessings. You have, whenever you're awakened, whenever these thoughts come to you, start thinking what God has given you. And it is immense. Look at your own body, look at the eyes that you have, look at the ears, and then look at people who are without them and how they are suffering. At least in our eyes, we see that they are deprived of certain things that we have. Try doing something by shutting your eyes, and in a couple of minutes, you'll realize that it's virtually impossible to go along in life. And then thank God that you have given this pair of eyes. This is such a beautiful thing. And this is just a starting point. Otherwise, as the Quran says, in Taruddu ni'matullahi la tuhsuha. If you start counting your blessings, you'll not be able to count them because they are so numerous. Look at your parents, look at your living, look at your car, look at your clothes, look at the shelter that you have, look at the education you got, look at the health facilities that you have, and then look at the 30% people who are living below the poverty line, who don't have access to pure water. They have to walk for miles to get pure water, drinkable water, potable water. Look at people who think twice before they consume their meal because they think the next day they wouldn't have anything and they must just eat half of their meal and leave the half for the next day. So many of us don't even think of that we take these things for granted. And this is something which often comes in our way in actually realizing how blessed we are. Because you see these waswasas, these latent suggestions, they when they come, they start to bog you down. They start to make you feel worthless. They let you know that you're good for nothing. But as soon as you counter them with this gratitude therapy, and I always suggest that this gratitude therapy is something that is one of the best involvements whenever you're vacant, whenever you're sitting idle, whether you're traveling in a car, whether you're walking down the street, whether you're sitting in your homes. This is something that you can just keep on and remembering, and especially on such instances. So the second tip would be gratitude therapy. The third suggestion or the third therapy would be reaching out therapy. And when I say reaching out therapy, as the word implies, that start looking for individuals who you can help, not just with money, with a lot of things, by maybe just finding time for them, smiling back at them, being there for them to listen to their problems. If you have any skill to give to them, that might help. And the sooner you do that, the better, because you see, you'll find so many people in humanity right below your nose, maybe in your house, maybe amongst your friends, maybe amongst your cousins, who need your help in some way or the other. And if you do so, you'll realize that the amount of happiness it brings to you by helping other people, by making other people happy, by bringing smiles on the faces of other people, the extent of happiness that you receive as a result is immeasurable. It is something that it's like being drenched with a certain feeling, and it really, really helps. So to reach out to people who are in stress, reach out to people who are in some spot of bother. At times, you can just not reach out to them physically. You write to them, you talk to them, you telephone them, you WhatsApp them. You use all these social media applications in which people in all parts of the world. And for this, I always say that consider yourself to be the citizen of this world. Don't think that you're just a citizen of a country, of Australia or any other country. That's your first identity. But your real identity and your larger identity is that you are a citizen of this globe. You are a citizen of this planet. You have a much wider family, and that is the family what we call as humankind. So if you have this feeling that you're part of humankind, and every single human being is your concern, then you'll not wait for people who are immediately close to you. Of course, they have the first right, but then if fires erupt in the opposite side of our globe, like for example in California, or if an earthquake comes in Turkey, or if some floods they are inundating the places like Bengal and areas which are east to Bengal, as this is the case these days, you'll find that you have that inner person who would at least like to look upon these people, maybe send prayers to them, and never underestimate the power of your prayer. If you make dua, if you do prayers for people regarding whom you can do nothing, it can really help. It might not drastically change them, but it will change you, the person who's going to be doing that dua, the person who's going to make that dua, because this is how you express your sincerity before God towards those individuals. So this is the third tip that I would like to offer: the reaching out therapy, looking outside yourself and seeing that what best I can do regarding other people. And the fourth and final therapy is the workout therapy, and it's a very famous therapy which every medical doctor advises, and I include them. I include this therapy in this tip as the fourth therapy, that you must exercise every day, every single day, whether it's a holiday or not. If you are able to do so, and you are able to have that heartbeat going at a faster rate for 30 minutes, that is something which is going to help you physically. The hormones which come out of your body when you're sweating, they are the ones which are conducive to antidepressant feelings, or they are conducive to feelings which make these latent suggestions come to you. And this is something which is tried and tested. So if you're working out, maybe through going to a gym, maybe, or walking, or playing a game, all these things are possible. But make it a point to spend 30 minutes or 40 minutes exercising very hard, so that you are able to uh, get that oxygen running to your mind and making you fresh as well. So I'll just recount these four therapies. The first one was mission therapy, that you must fix a mission for yourself. The second is the gratitude therapy. You must always count your blessings. The third was reaching out therapy, looking after other people. And the fourth was this workout therapy, in which you are actually trying to exercise your body as well.